So welcome. My heart is full. And I'm so grateful because I'm starting to see people. And it's not my algorithm because I haven't looked for it, but I'm starting to see people in my FYP of different age groups and races saying that we have to come together. We cannot keep holding on to our racial identity, our culture, our religion, that we have to come together if we're going to bring in a new age. They're not saying new earth, they're not spiritual, not all of them are, but they do know one thing, that racism has no place if we are to remove the elite, dissolve the elite, transmute the elite. We have to come together. It's interesting, I made this artwork for this live. It's a tree. And it began with the tree of knowledge. And in the tree of knowledge, the woman paid the price of her curiosity, of her willingness to taste the fruit of knowledge, so that she could actually self-realize, not to be God, but to understand why God created her. And women have been bastardized ever since. And here is the tree of life. The tree of life to bring to life the Hopi prophecy of the warrior, the rainbow warriors, the rainbow children, who are not separated by color, creed, religion, any dogma that creates the separation that's been so successfully curated by the elite. And these amazing people are creating videos to say, stop your bullshit. Stop with your racism, your subtle or overt racism. Stop allowing this temporary sheath of blood and bones to dictate your soul's truth. When you know, if you're a spiritualist, you know about reincarnation, you know about past lives, you know better. And the people creating these videos are so amazing. I don't know what their spiritual compass is. I have no idea, but I do know that they know that we can't win unless we unite. It's the only way we're going to make it, if we unite. And any more games, any entertainment of racist ideas, racist, guilt-ridden, shaming, mistrusting, playing in the old, tired, fucked up, racist templates. Are there going to be racist people? Yeah, but if we could come together, most of us come together and realize that we don't need the whole planet to stop being assholes. We just need us to stay the line, to create the new world. Not everyone is going to not everyone's going to ascend. A lot of people are going to drop their bodies and go back into the spiral fucking vortex of 3D on this planet, most likely other places, actually. And we're not concerned with trying to turn shit into gold. That's not our job. Our job is to not get sucked into the corrupt template that has kept us looping into 3D amnesia for thousands of years. We really kept us looping into 3D amnesia for thousands of years. We really do need to stop seeing each other as enemies or even on a subtle level. We have to refine whatever vestiges of racism that we have within ourselves. I think this is the time where we sit in front of the mirror, stare into our own eyes, and self-realize that this body that we're so attached to, because we're attached to our identity, our name, our culture. But do you know how many cultures, how many countries, how many ages, eons you've visited, places you miss unconsciously. Do you know how many? And so when you sit in front of the mirror, hopefully you have a mirror where you can sit seriously cross-legged to look at yourself, which all the great spiritual teachers have taught us, from Eckhart Tolle in his first book, The Power of Now, to Michael Singer in his book, Chapter 3, in The Untethered Soul. The deconstruction of the false personality. And what that does when you do that kind of work is, even if you have some vestiges of racism from your family, from friends, from the environment where you were born, shit called, the way they coin it, my father, my mother, my aunt, my grandfather, or old-fashioned. Yeah, old-fashioned. It's a nice way to put it. You'll start realizing that you can still love your family or your environment, but realize that you're not going to be a party to any more nurturing of the template that has any vestiges of any type of racism. You're going to look at people through their eyes. You're going to connect. You're going to make eye contact. You're going to look at people through their eyes. You're going to connect. You're going to make eye contact to feel the energy of a person's integrity, the nature of their soul, their goodness, or not. And you're going to trust that. You're going to trust that in your body. You're going to trust that in your heart. And you're not going to try to prove yourself wrong. You're going to just trust that this person's good and this person isn't a frequency match. You're not going to second guess. You're going to actually do what a great man said, which was, you're going to, judge people by the content of their character and not the color of their skin, not what they look like. You're not going to be a gender phobe. You're not going to be an age phobe or boomer phobe or a Gen Xer phobe or millennium phobe. You're not going to judge people by their age to decide if they're wise enough. There are 18-year-olds right now on this planet walking around with more wisdom than 80-year-olds. And there are 80-year-olds that are so wise, it's worth your time. I love that people are starting to create these videos about how we do not have the time to fight each other, to compete with each other, when really we are the 99%. And because we're the 99%, we have all the power. I've done some videos that are really, really going to be tough for you to listen to on YouTube about racism. And I don't fucking hold back. And I talk about historical truths. Because the level of ignorance, you can't allow that to continue. We all have a little bit, even of our own self. There are parts of us that we didn't feel safe representing. There are parts of us that we didn't feel safe representing. That might not be your story, and if it's not good, I'm so glad for you. Because there are people who actually don't like themselves. They don't like the way they look. They don't like that they're thin, fat, dark skin, light skin. It's just so much shit. That they're thin, fat, dark skin, light skin. It's just so much shit. And you don't have to like every aspect of yourself, but at least clean your energy and your phobias. When somebody says, my dad, my grandfather, my grandmother is old-fashioned, that's why they don't like gay people, that's not okay. I'm sorry, that's homophobia. It's not okay. When people say they won't let me date this race or that race because they're old-fashioned, they're conservative. That's another word I've heard. That's bullshit. You don't have to be rude to your family members, but and let them know what you think respectfully, but firmly. Because when you accept, you consent. It's a default of consent, which marks you. It stains you. It stains your auric field, your energetic field. And you call them out gently. And with the historical perspective that this is outdated, disgusting, racist, homophobic, whatever template, and you will not consent to it. It's your responsibility as a human being on this planet. All of us are responsible. Why do you think there's so many people? I remember when there was a soap opera called General Hospital that said, "Are Americans ready for a white man to kiss a black woman?" That was 1981. That's shocking. And many of you would be shocked. And rightly so, it's shocking. Rightly so, it's shocking. As if this had never been done before. We need to also unfuck ourselves out of fetishizing people of our opposite culture. That's a form of racism. And we need to just really look at ourselves and go, what do I have to purge? What is something that is not mine that I just absorbed, not even consciously being aware, that became part of my personality? What is it? And then let it go. Purge it. You can still hold on to your religion, right? Whatever religion you follow. But be honest, is it giving you what you need? And can you enjoy the ceremonies and the trappings of your religion and not be spiraling into the vortex of dogma, lies, and fears that might promote feelings against people who are different? You see what I'm saying? We are being asked, those of us who are awakened, to really do the last great purge, the last great cleanse for the Hopi prophecy of the warrior children, the rainbow children. They call them also the rainbow warriors, to come true. And it's up to us. And everything I'm telling you, the elite know. Every word that many of us are sharing with you across the world in different social media posts, whatever, in different manner of presenting that at your feet, respectively, the elite know. Why do you think they've cranked up the energy of evil and arrogant entitlement and deviant? I mean, some of the shit is deviant. I mean, massively deviant. Like, P. Diddy getting off. Ghislaine Maxwell being allowed to have, fun. While women that she lured were completely destroyed. Completely and utterly destroyed. Like this Israeli, Zionist who was popped in a little pedo ring and was on a plane back to his country within 24 hours. Elite. And back to his country within 24 hours. Elite. You're not part of the elite. George Carlin said it a long time ago. You're not part of the club. So you have work to do. And many of you listening to me scrolling because you'd rather buy a squishy or a new pair of shoes, or you just want to be entertained. Are you not entertained? You have free will to go back into the vortex of the 3D machine. But many of us are tired of it. Not only that, we've outgrown it. Our bodies no longer fit into the 3D machine. We've outgrown it. We're like a genie trapped in a bottle, and we can't go back in. And our wishes are not of material wealth, but of freedom. And so it's up to you. I did a video on YouTube, you can check it out, on mastering yourself. And I give instructions in mastering yourself so that you can, do what you need to do to live a very fulfilling life and to really enjoy this entire incarnation. And it is good to be feminine and masculine as a man. Well, there's different ways of balancing that out. There's a way of balancing the anima and animus within yourself. And it's whatever you're born, whatever you have, make sure it's yours and it wasn't given to you through trauma. Let's put it that way. Let's make sure that whatever you hold on to is truly your authentic, truth and not someone else's truth or deviant truth or whatever. It's time. We're here. We might as well win. And we are actually winning in the game of ascension. Make sure that who you listen to is going to give you the strength, the courage to look deeply into your shadows. This is the last stand for you. This is literally, you don't have to do anything else but massive, radical, frightening truth about everything you've done. Any incarnation you remember, forgive it, let it go, purge it. Let it go. Forgive your parents, forgive your past lovers, forgive, and forgive yourself. Because sometimes we go into relationships and we overgive and we're fucked over, we're betrayed, and then we start beating ourselves up for years saying, why did I do that? Forgive yourself, forgive others. Go back and forth until one day you rise from your meditation, you rise from your sleep, and you feel the weight of the self-abuse gone. Do it until it's fully gone. Do it until you can actually accept 50% of yourself, 75% of yourself. And you feel pretty good about who you are. When you look in the mirror, you smile back. Because you've done the hardest thing you can do. Do you know what's interesting about it? Many of you are attracted to my site because of the twin flame journey. Do you know what the twin flame journey does to us who have gone through it? One of the commonalities of the twin flame journey is many of us go through the dark night of the soul and we're damn near unable. We don't know if we're going to survive. And then one day we survive. We survive the dark night of the soul. And it becomes so, it's baptism by fire, baptism by water, baptism by iron. And we survive it, and something transmutes and transcends so that nothing can ever hurt us like that. I had a client who said, the dark night of the soul was so bad, it was worse than, and she described two people she dearly loved, a parent and someone else, who died. And though that was painful, the dark night of the soul was way, way worse. And she said, I feel bad saying, I said, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all. It is the worst fucking pain. It's worse than anyone you love dying, surprisingly. I'll give you an example. My dark night of the soul was worse than my twin dying. That's insane. You would have never thought, if somebody had told me that, I would have said, oh, you're full of shit, there's no way. But no, because it changed the way I saw reality, separation, the illusions of the veils, dimensions, connections. It wasn't the same. And because I was able to heal these limitations, that when my beloved died, I continued the conversation and the relationship in a way I was not able to do with much success during the dark night of the soul. So it's a rite of passage. It is quite extraordinary when you survive yourself. And some people don't. They actually don't. So there are things for you to do. You've got homework. Trust me, if you do this right this year, you'll be fucking busy with your energy work, your clearing, your guided meditations, your own silent meditations, your connection with nature, your journaling of anything that's racist in you, and purging it and burning it and releasing it and aligning with your truest self. And also asking your guides to show you past lives. I mean, really, all you have to say is to your soul, show me past lives where I was various genders, various sexes, where I was gay, straight, bisexual, where I was black, white, where I lived in that century, in another planet. Show me, show me. Ask and you will receive. And then journal it. Ask and you will receive. And then journal it. The interesting story of the phoenix is that the phoenix burns and rises again bigger, and then it burns again and collapses back, and again rises out of the ashes even bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it burns again and collapses back, and again rises out of the ashes even bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a cycle of growth. But racism in any form has got you on a chokehold you may not even be aware of. And so do it. Just let it go. Release it. I do not consent. This is not who I am. Because actually, in reality, it's not who you are. As a pure spirit soul, as an energetic frequency, that is not who you are. You know better. You always have. And whenever you dropped your body, you knew who you were in your totality. And you were always so relieved to connect with your soul, to connect with your truest self, and then boom, right back into 3D cycles because there were some things you had not let go. Self-love, racist ideology, supremacy, jealousy, competition, greed. Those were things you had not mastered. And there are many things you've mastered. Many, many things. And be grateful for what you mastered. And don't be afraid. Ask yourself, am I attracting the right people around me? Do I like the people around me? Do they love me as much as I love them? Do they give me support? Be honest. And if you feel lonely, and you are alone because your journey of ascension has been so triggering to others, they fear you, they think you're cuckoo, you're not aligned with them anymore. That loneliness is for you to get used to your own company. You're not being punished by the universe. It's giving you space to settle into this lone wolf on this ascension. And eventually, I swear to you what I'm saying is true, there's an actual concept in the spiritual community that some of us sometimes need to be alone for 3 years. It's not fun. But in that 3-year spectrum, it gives us the ability to digest our new understanding of what we are aligned with, what we desire, and who we are. You need that silence. And then you start attracting wonderful people. I mean, wonderful people, where your conversations aren't highly evolved, exciting, about the nature of reality, frequency, manifestation, realities, planets, life on other planets, Akashic read. I mean, it just goes, it just tumbles like water over rocks. You'll be surrounded by people where conversations could go on for fucking hours, and you still wouldn't be exhausted because they're traveling with you. Trust me, whatever you're going through, it's worth it. And you'll start attracting opportunities, things, places, people that are so aligned with you. But you have to give up of any supremacy, any entitlement, any I am the chosen one, of any supremacy, any entitlement, any I am the chosen one, my bloodline is blah. Who gives a fuck? You are a spirit soul that is multidimensional, that in other incarnations, other dimensions, you could actually literally, with thought alone, create anything. You really need to start going back to some wisdoms. One of them, if I were you, was to read Journey of Souls and Destiny of Souls. The way Michael Newton interviews these hypnotherapy patients, the way he breaks it down will give you such enlightenment. You'll realize what happens when you're out of these bodies. Lives between lives. Who you meet, why some of us delay our self-realization, why we want to just have fun, and how long that lasts. Some of the harder things we choose and why. How we're connected to our animals. There's some things I don't agree. But then again, when he was doing these hypnotherapy sessions, he was in Grass Valley, California. He traveled here and there. But he didn't have a huge pool of diverse clients, to be honest. And I know that. I know that for a fact. I was trained under his method. But what he discovered and what he shows in his, in these hypnotherapies is so much fun, so beautiful, and there's justice. And this is something that you're not seeing right now. The elites don't give a fuck anymore. They're not even going to act like they give a fuck what you think, because they think that your apathy is consent, and they think that your apathy shows your weakness. So you'll see people who have done horrible things walk scot-free. Let them have 3D. Let them roll like pigs in mud, because they have this weird sense that they are winning, but they're not. They're losing at the game of life. And the game of life is not ownership. It's the kind of freedom that your soul still remembers before you took on this incarnation. So do you see now why racism has no place here? Religious dogma has no place here. Enjoy being Catholic, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever. Enjoy it. But don't get wrapped up in the dogma of it. Don't let it corrupt your ability to be infinite in your thinking. Don't do that. I mean, personally, me, I think I remember all the religions that I went through. And it's normal to I remember all the religions that I went through. And it's normal to want to belong. I went through that search. And I kept realizing that no matter what, I could never bend the knee to any one religion. Never. But that's me. And I don't have your karma and you don't have mine. All I'm saying is don't be brainwashed. Take the color, the pageantry, enjoy it, but don't be owned by it. Anyway, I want to thank you for being who you are, for being on this journey of ascension. And be patient with yourself. Be patient with your anger. Be patient with your self-loathing, your self-sabotaging, your feeling that you don't deserve, your feeling of playing small, that you're not ready. Be patient. Be kind. Pull out that inner child. I have a guided meditation on my TikTok. You can check it out on my, it's under guided meditation on my playlist on inner child healing. Do that meditation tomorrow or tonight even. Do that meditation and connect with your inner child. Caretake for that inner child. Like literally, your little boy or little girl needs to know they're safe. They need to know they did nothing wrong and they never deserved the violence, whether it was physical, emotional, or spiritual, whether it was from the hands or the words. You didn't deserve it. You never did. And when you really realize that, you might actually start sobbing, which is a beautiful purge. What I'd like you to do is write about it, okay? Whatever happened to you that still haunts your life, your ability to win, your ability to allow yourself to win, write it down, and then record yourself reading it. Record yourself, and then sit back on the couch or in bed or outside in nature and listen to it. Listen to it like a witness, a stranger that's giving you sacred space, that's actually giving you support, as if you are there as a witness. And watch yourself sob. And that's good because it's the final shedding of this haunting, this gargoyle on your back. Those are the types of things that is going to create a new society. Because you know the old saying, hurt people, healed people, heal people. So the first person you have to heal is yourself, not the planet. We don't need change right now, swear to God. Because we've always tried to change and we failed. Why? Because we were always hurting. We were always sabotaging ourselves or others. We were always competing. We never had enough. But when you do this kind of work, you co-create as an architect of New Earth. And trust me, the elites, they're so fucked up. They're so entitled. They're so arrogant that they'll never do this work. They're, again, like I said, they're not a match. One or two elites may break away, self-realize, but ultimately, no. No, it's us. The meek shall inherit the earth, meaning the wise ones, the ones who have a heart, the ones who are generous, the ones who hurt at the injustices done by the powerful ones, the greedy ones, the evil ones, the level of sadism that goes on and on and on against the meek who shall inherit the earth. I don't think those are just words. I think that's why the elite are scrambling, throwing everything at us. And it really started in 2020, around March. So please take heart. You matter. You have all the tools you need. And if you feel lacking, there are groups, starseed groups, ascension groups. But don't go back into your addictions. Don't go back into your self-sabotage. Don't regress to fit in. Don't fit in. Don't fit in at all. You're not sick. There's nothing wrong with you. This system is sick, and it makes healthy souls sick. There's nothing wrong with you. This system is sick, and it makes healthy souls sick. And it has for hundreds of years. You were never the problem. You just didn't know how to architect something new. And so this is the timeline. We're on it. Okay? All right. Have a wonderful day. Check out some of the guided meditations on my playlist. Check out some of my mantras for abundance. Merci, Apothecure. And follow me on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. I've done some videos on racism. Check that out. I've done videos on gender wars. Check that out. I've done videos on the destruction of the sacred, divine, masculine, feminine. Check that out. It's all there. Maybe something will ignite an absolute aha moment that helps you purge something stuck in you that you didn't know how to release. Sometimes aha moments gives you immediate release. And if you're in pain and you've been unable to shed it, then I suggest that you do as many types of meditation you can fathom. Do as many types of mantras as you can learn. And learn how to breathe to get your nervous system on a reset. I don't care if you have to do it every hour. Learn, like fire breathing is a perfect one. It'll get you on a reset in like 20 seconds. I'm not kidding. And you will master yourself. And once you master yourself, 5D is you open the door and you walk right through it. You walk right through it. But racism is the cancer. It is a collective cancer that we have to master out of ourselves. It cannot continue. All right. Much love. Sending you so much love. Namaste. Be well.